Hey, how's it going? In today's video, I want to take a look at Evergrande company and what this company does. It's one of the largest companies in the world. Evergrande, or China's Evergrande Group, is Chinese real estate development that was once one of the largest and most prominent real estate companies in China. I think they still are. They have some issues, but they still are. So let's do not take anything away from them. The company was founded in 1996 by Xu Jiayin and grew rapidly over the years, becoming known for its ambitious for real estate or property projects and extensive property holdings, if anything. So if anything, perhaps worth bring everyone to speed, right? So this company is building a lot, right? Building a lot of houses and potentially have access to a lot of people, a lot of resources, human capital, as well as know-how when it comes to perhaps building a lot of cities. They can build everything, right? To most extent, large projects we're talking about. So it's when it comes to philosophy, it's slightly different compared to perhaps other countries in the world. So it's hard to compare with any other people out there and the way how those people are looking to allocate their capital, right? So if there are a lot of people who are interested in investing in some of the ventures, some of the people are interested in some of the safer, what would be considered safer investments, perhaps your own house. Some of the people, there's the argument there, right? Purchasing your own place, right? So it goes all the way to philosophy when it comes to where you have grown up and some of the financial decisions that you can make. So perhaps worth taking a look at that, as well as so when we're comparing something that's happening in China compared to perhaps other regions where there's more of the rental mentality, especially to be renting your own place up to until you're 40, right? I don't know. There's some people, and when it comes to philosophy, some people out there have this philosophy, especially taking a look at that. Some of the markets, and some of those markets have 40% of people, and entire groups of people who are renters instead of owners of the houses. So perhaps taking a look at those, and once we acknowledge that, we can progress and take a look at China, where they have different mentality when it comes to perhaps owning your own place, and when it comes to perhaps having access to finance that ownership of that place, right? That's a different question. So I don't want. I need to summarize. I don't want to mix any conversations, right? So when it comes to owning your own place, they by they, I mean some of the philosophy out there that people would have with owning their own place, not necessarily young people will have access to finance, perhaps. So there's some challenges there, but they prefer to own the place instead of perhaps renting. So we're looking to solve this problem, right? How are they accomplishing it? Let's take a look at how this company is dealing with that. I'll like to make it brief, but there is a lot of information to cover, so let's so I'll try to do my best within the matter of time that I have. Over the years, Overgreen became Overgrade became I'm mixing those with the logistics company, but either way, Evergrade become one of the largest real estate companies or property companies in China with a business model focused on rapid land acquisition and property development. So this is what they focus on. So that's a business model. So how they are building it, as well as how they're sourcing finance. There's a lot of issues, perhaps a lot of issues there, but this is what they're building on, so, right? So they have a lot of base of people who are interested in owning their own houses. So that's what people are interested in. How they're doing it, how they're sourcing finance, and how that finance potentially could perhaps be subsidized by the government or anything. Perhaps all that's different, different issues, different challenges, right? But they some of the people out there prefer owning things, right, instead of renting it. That might be a sound business decision. I don't know. There's argument there. The company expanded in various other sectors recently, including electric vehicles. It's on the rise sectors, right, as well as theme parks. Perhaps they have access to very good locations, and they're looking to optimize those locations, not necessarily limited to living houses. Is something that core competence might be, as well as healthcare. In 2021, Evergrande faced several financial crises due to several factors. High debt. Evergrande had, I have read and I have done a lot of research to understand, but I don't know, again, what kind of information I would have access to. If anything, I'm looking to understand a little bit better for myself. Evergrande had accumulated a substantial amount of debt, estimated at over 300 billion, making it one of the most in-depth real estate companies in the world. But they have collateral, if that makes sense. It's just the people perhaps who are paying off those properties, those people are struggling, right? If that makes sense. 2021, looking at the date, perhaps people are struggling. If people are struggling to pay out the debt, that's my own always taking a look at the market, but I haven't had the chance yet to visit some of the Asian countries yet. But I'm always just an open mind. I'm always trying to stay positive and open minded. Hopefully, this business model would work and could help. This company can help a number of people, right? Real estate slowed down. The Chinese government had been implementing measures to cool down the overheated property market, resulting in a decreased sales and revenue for Evergrande. So that's, I personally believe this is what's happening, but either way, regulatory changes. Evergrande was affected by various regulatory changes, including restrictions on property pre-sales. This is so adjusting business model, if anything, and stricter requirements for financing. So everyone's struggling with it. Myself, well, if I were to secure a lot of sums of money, right, for perhaps what could be considered a wise investment, depending on location, many factors, right? But we're talking about younger people, right? So it could be also challenges there. The company struggled to meet its debt obligations and even faced prospects by angry home buyers to have paid for properties that haven't received them. I have seen it. I can understand some of the challenges that this company is undergoing right now. Let's take a look at perhaps impact on overall Chinese economy and global markets. Our great financial troubles had significant implementations. Creditors and suppliers, many banks, suppliers, and investors were exposed to Evergrande's debt, raising concerns about the potential ripple effects on Chinese financial systems. So there's some challenges, especially when talking about some of the large players that were different markets. Real estate sector or property sector, the crisis led to increased scrutiny and regulations to real estate sectors in China, impacting property development and real estate industry. How easy is to have a loan to potentially purchase any of those properties, right? Global markets, uncertainty surrounding Evergrande's financial health affected global financial markets, leading to concerns about contagions and spillover effects. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So compared to other markets, perhaps that's can that be considered less riskier assets or investment opportunities there than investing into owning your own place? Chinese government response. Chinese government intervened to prevent disorderly collapse or Evergrande. They encouraged the company to sell assets, restructure its debt, and fulfill commitments to home buyers. The government also worked to ensure stability in the financial systems and prevent broader economic consequences. So the government had to step in, right, to oversee all the operations. Quickly, just touch on lessons and implementation. Evergrande's crisis highlighted challenges associated with Chinese rapid real estate or property development and its risk excessive debt in the sector. So it's ongoing thing. I think for those who following the history, it's ongoing thing. It's also understood the importance of robust financial regulations and oversight to maintain financial stability. More oversight, if anything. Causes, potential causes. Not necessarily all of the points have been highlighted. Excessive debt, perhaps. Real estate slowdown, perhaps. There's a lot of things, right? So the regulatory changes. So those 3 points not necessarily cover all the points. and things are worth taking a look, especially when we're looking at the timeline. Impacts of home buyers and investors. Many individuals who had purchased homes for Evergrande face uncertainty and delays in receiving their properties. Properties and losses emerge as a result. Investors who held Evergrande's bonds or investments in its stock saw the value of the investment decline, which concerns about potential defaults on the bond. I'm not entirely sure if that what happens. I think governments, but again, I don't know all the details. All the situation is still unfolding. For those of you who are interested in learning more, I have published a book. This book, I'm focusing a lot on a livestock enterprise, in particular where to begin when if you were to look to achieve your first milestone, that would be progressing from zero. If that's where you are right now, to your first 10,000 euros, dollars, pounds, and how to achieve this milestone. To progress and to understand everything what would require from you, I have focused on this particular step, right? How to achieve it, and hopefully to succeed. That was my goal that I set myself and working on this book, right? And hopefully be able to share this book with as many people as I can in hope to help as many people as I can to achieve their goals. If it's something that you're interested, that would be a livestock enterprise. I would highly recommend you purchase this book. You can find it in a link below, as well as Top Retailers has it. Ongoing development, the Evergrande situation remains fluid, and the company ability to manage its debt, complete asset sales, and restore confidence in its operations continue to be a subject of global attention. So let's see if this company can succeed. I think they just because the current business model, if anything, and I take away from myself, I don't have all of the answers. If anything, perhaps they need to adjust their business model, the way how they sourcing finance and how they're using that finance and how fast they're building. They focus too much on expansion, right? Right outside. So we're talking about some of the top companies up there. How they're using that finance, how they're hiring people, how fast they're looking to scale their business. Perhaps something to be said there, and perhaps, if anything, perhaps some changes could be made there. The Chinese government responds the piece of asset sales and the extent of which creditors will accept negotiated terms or play a crucial role in the resolution of the crisis. So it's an ongoing process, right? So hopefully they can address some of those issues. And if anything, from my own understanding, we can address business model. Hopefully that could resolve current issues and fulfill market needs in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.